Technical difficulties. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Had to restart the computer and it kept going without me. So it's been a while. Welcome back. Start off with thanking our sponsors as always. We've got Solar Control Window Tinting. They up and are hosting our Shooting Star Award. We don't have any nominees for that right now, so submit those for you. If you guys have any window tinting needs, be sure to hit them up. They're the best in the business, that's for sure. Babs Custom Signs. Jason does all of our stickers for everybody that's got those. He's got the roof sign deal, door wrap deal. Those proceeds go to help us. Can't thank him enough for everything he does to support us.
That was loud.
Rolling. Hayes Performance, Jeremy Hayes. He stepped up. He's our newest sponsor. Jeremy does all kinds of motor performance work. He's all over the place. He races himself. He was there in the pits at Scottsburg Fair all week this year, lending a hand with everybody down there. Jeremy's awesome. Can't thank him enough either. TNT Fab. Tyler Williams, buddy here locally, is doing some fab work. A lot of flat metal stuff. Replica bumpers, watch link kits, radiator guards. He just hooked us up with a GoPro mount so we can start running GoPros on our cars, even though I didn't get it on mine, thank God. But yeah, anything that he can make, hit him up. He's local and awesome. Who else we got? Jess Ritchie and Archie Campbell for this week at least. Can't thank them enough. They was our first sponsor. Jarrett's mom, she's been our supporter from day one, so we appreciate them. Wicked Derbies, they've got some killer shows. Tennessee Terror's getting ready. Well, not getting ready, but down the road, it's in the future. We're hoping to get down there, hang out with them for that show. I think there may be some spots open for it, so make sure that get down there and get your spot for it and hang out with them. Pack a Punch Creations, Carla Woodward. She does a lot of our design work for us. A lot of help behind the scenes. Simple Solutions. Robbie's donated some parts for us to be able to give away. We're going to be giving one away today. With him and Twisted Metal, everything they do is junkie related. So we thank them for all their support. And they've also got spots left open for Bourbon Beatdown. Make sure and get signed up for that as well. And I saw that, Walker. That was rude. But yes, that was a SmackDown. Mafia TV in the house. I don't know what he's talking about, but on that one, what you guys been up to?
Busy.
Yeah, heard that.
We've been in the shop all weekend pretty much.
Keep going.
We went and checked out Corden last night. And then back in the shop all day today. Just got done about an hour ago. It's hot. What are you doing?
You guys are muting the headphones, so I had the TV up. Now then it was too loud. Now it's playing back to me. I don't know how we're going to figure this out, but hopefully it doesn't sound bad on their end.
We'll get it.
Yeah. You guys, you said you're in the shop. Now I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
It ain't working today.
A little bit different scenario today.
Now my camera's off. What?
It was working fine to start with.
Huh. Yeah, and then the
Oh,
screen
it's
went
coming back
crazy.
on.
Is it?
It ain't on yet, but it's acting like it's trying.
Oh, is it back? Sounds like it's
Not
back.
yet.
No.
He
Y'all
gone.
throwing me through a little. It's giving me the little spinny thing. Can you hear me at least?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, we'll just go
Yeah,
without
we'll
it.
let that.
Let y'all do it.
Yeah, I was gonna
Um,
say we'll just.
yeah, this probably won't be too long once we're doing it till late. Got a ton to talk about, but we'll see what we get to. You guys went to Paoli. We've had one since Spring Explosion, right?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. So you guys went to Paoli without me. I went to Trimble County. Um, Also went to Columbus last night while you guys were at Gordon,
Yep.
Scott County. Uh, it's been absolutely insane. Just trying to get everywhere. As you guys have seen, we haven't posted a lot, but we've all been involved in every aspect of all of them. So
Trying to cover all the shows. All of us have been in the garage. Jared's working overtime. I've been putting in some overtime, not as much as he has, but it's been a busy few weeks.
that's a fact.
Yeah, not just going to shows, but being in the garage as well. Which I mean, we've all been in the garage a whole bunch. Really, we've all been in the garage a lot this year, but especially here as of the past few weeks, we've been in the garage nonstop with derbies, doing nothing but speeding up. And there's one about every day it feels like, but
Yep.
it's uh, it's that time of the year, and we try to stay consistent with this stuff, but at the same time, we all work jobs, and we said it from the get go. We'll do what we can, but we're also just doing this for the fun of it because we're all in the garage and wanting to build and drive all at the same time. So it's kind of just we make it work for us, and we try to keep keep up being active for everyone watching, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. So we've had a few weeks off here to try to play catch up. I feel like that's all we've done. Really, all of us have just tried to play catch up.
And I feel like you don't ever actually get caught up.
No,
No,
it never turns out to actually. You never actually catch up. You just
You might catch up a little in about November.
yeah.
yeah, and then we're starting on all the winter shows.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
but
We was
a
talking.
uh it's a great thing for us to go watch and everybody to be able to go watch, that you can go watch one pretty much any month out of the year, but at the same time, like we said, having jobs, we're trying to get cars done. It takes up a lot of time.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how many cars I'd worked on in the last month between the two nights of Derby in Scott County, the Scrapper race at Scottsburg. In the last month, I've been part of 18 cars, and one of them doesn't even count. It wasn't included because it's still sitting over here unfinished. It's definitely insane. I love every second of it, but something's got to go on the back burner at some point. So,
Not to
unfortunately,
mention, not to mention, you got the heat that we've had that
yeah,
came
yeah,
out of nowhere.
yeah.
miserable.
I think that's been the worst part about all of it. Uh, During the winter, it's easy to warm a place up, but during the summer, it's
It's hard
kind
to
of
cool it down.
hard to cool her down. But
Yeah. I think all of us are the same. None of us have actual AC in the shop, so you're
I
blowing around hot
actually,
air.
actually, I do have AC.
Oh,
I've just been slacking on getting it going right. So
yeah,
I've been more concerned with doing the other stuff versus that.
yeah.
But I do have AC in mind. So, but
I, I,
it's like Cody was talking about. You know, he's had his hands on a bunch of cars and been out doing a whole bunch. And I sat down the other night and I was talking to Caitlin and I figured it up. There's been 6 fresh cars come out of my garage, and I've touched at least 3 others just helping and building. And I mean, even today, we just finished one up today, and it's nonstop, man.
yep,
That one today looked pretty daggone good, though.
That one
it does
today,
look good. It is a dandy.
that one today is kind of special. The car itself started out as sentimental, and then the guy who's building it and the guy who's gonna drive it, I don't know, man. It's pretty cool. I'm happy for him. Very
Yep.
happy for him.
He's got a lot of hours in that one. I know you do too. And he
Yeah.
called me Wednesday, whatever night the race was. He's like, I need help. It's like, I'm in the middle of a monsoon.
Yeah.
We figured it out. Yeah. I hated I couldn't get up there and help him. I know he's in
Yeah.
good hands. So
Yeah, yeah. Today it was there was 3 of us. You know, the 3 of us were down there today, and they got all. Caitlin gave her the good old paint job, and so I don't know. I think he's done well with her. We'll put it at that.
yep.
I also think it's cool. I haven't actually been up there and helped him, but he's texted me on some stuff, so it's cool that I think we've all kind of played a small part in it.
Yeah, yeah. That's. He said, "You want? Can I put Reggie built on it?" I said, "No, you can't." I said, "No, Reggie didn't build this one." I said, "Reggie just been helping on this one." So,
That's cool.
but no.
Yeah, that'll be
I,
a sentimental one seeing pull on the track, just knowing the history of what it was.
I know. I have a feeling. I know what he's going to do when he does pull on the track.
I hope.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Speaking of fair shows, everyone I've been to, car count has been tremendously down. I know it
oh
started
yeah,
you're seeing it. I never did hear what was at Columbus, or not Columbus, I was there at Corden last night, but every one of them I've been to, it's been single digits for the main event. And breaks my heart, but as we was talking all week, I think it's just the evolution of the sport right now. Prices are up on everything. There's so many of these big shows that are so easy to go to now that people are setting these destination shows. I mean, even if it is just Kentucky, Illinois, Ohio, Tennessee, a lot of our local guys are building for that kind of stuff instead of going. Um, there's been a lot of talks at the shows that I've heard about, oh, so and so's not here because of this and that. And well, if I was there, it'd be different. Only thing I kept saying is, we'll build a car and they'll make it different.
I
There's
mean, you add in to that the prices on everything being up obviously affect everything. I mean, I feel like you're seeing that across the board, whether it's truck and tractor pulls, whether it's, I mean, anything that involves kind of what we do. The prices being up is changing all that. But as far as our sport, the fact that you can go to a $10,000 show once a month is hurting the county shows, but also you look at prime example last night. I mean, Corden and Columbus are what, hour and a half away.
yeah,
So you've got two shows on the same night that close together. That I
I think
mean, you're
that's Toast's fourth show that week. So
yeah,
he's
yeah.
got,
Plus you got that too.
and guys can't build 4 cars in 1 week to run. I
No,
didn't even know about the contender challenge until last night, which is a very cool deal.
Well,
Um,
and then it's not just a matter of 4 cars in 1 week. And it's no, I'm not being that guy or nothing, but it's just the fact that, like, you take Scottsburg for example. If you're on the same class on a Tuesday, if you're on a class on Tuesday and you turn around on Friday or Saturday and you want to run that same class again, well, I mean, how many do you expect to turn around and come back?
Yeah.
Right.
And you're not allowed any more fix-it plates. You can't do any patchwork. There's no fresh to
It's
pre-ran differential.
Yeah.
So the cars that get hurt putting on a show Tuesday, you can't. Which, in a way, it makes it fair for the guy that's coming out with a fresh car on Friday. But there's Pinto.
Yeah, but then you also look at it. I mean, you had Paoli kind of started this whole like 2 or 3 week stretch off. You had Paoli, you turned around, you had Salem like the next weekend, and then you had Scottsburg 2 nights, you had Corden, you had Henry County, you had Trimble County. All of these shows have been in the last what, like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I
all
mean,
within an hour and a
and
half radius.
right. And we kind of hit on that back earlier in the year, back when it was still cold before we got to this time of the year, that once this time of the year gets here, you can go run anywhere you want in a hour and a half drive, and you've got multiple places that you can go.
Yep.
And you're getting to the fair time places. Corden used to do it. Now they're just on Saturday, but you got Brandenburg coming up. Scottsburg has it. You've got nights now where they run on a Monday or they run on Tuesday, and then, I mean, that's taken a lot for guys, especially if you want guys from out of town that they get off work at 5, they got to drive an hour, they run, and then they got an hour drive home.
Yeah. I mean, I
So
live here, and I still had to take off work early Tuesday, so I didn't have to pay the late penalty fee. Because
right,
being inspection by 5 o'clock, you got to pay $100. Like,
yeah, which is tough.
yeah. But I mean, I get it. You don't want to push your shows back all night long. It's holding your drivers accountable, but this
Right.
thing.
To look at all this in the grand scheme of things too, and the one thing I've really been thinking about too, you take all these county fairs around here, and it's, yeah, a couple places will have truck and tractor pulls or dirt drags or whatever they want to have, but what is the main event that happens at the county fair? It's a demolition derby.
Yep.
So all these county fairs are banking on, hey, our derbies are money makers, so we got to have a derby. And then they're like, oh, well, what if we have 2 nights of derbies? And sometimes I just don't think it's seen correctly as, like, sometimes one night is gonna probably be better than trying to do 2 nights of the same class, if you know what I'm saying. If you
Right.
just do one night on a Friday or Saturday, you're more likely to draw, double the amount of cars as you would during the middle of the week, and then turn around and try to do it again on the weekend.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I mean, like I said, I get it. A demolition derby around here is, that's how the county fairs are making their monies in the grandstands anymore. I mean, it's just what people want to see is a derby. Nobody really wants to go watch the dirt drags as much as they would a derby or something. Um, but it's also getting hard on the promoters and the drivers and all that when it comes to, like Cody said, building however many cars in 1 week or 2 weeks time just to try to hit these county fairs, just so they do stay alive and they keep going. And I just think there's an abundance of county fair demolition derbies.
And
Yeah.
it seems like they're all right there so close together that
Yeah,
it's almost impossible to hit them all.
yeah,
Yeah. And
Especially I'm glad that that's what they have, but especially most of them are running a gut and go street stock style. Those cars are not going to take the running 2 or 3 times in a couple days. Like, you're going to get 2, maybe 3 runs out of it, and that's about it. And then you're going to have to do something else. But I mean,
but
I I agree. Like,
then like you said, everyone's wanting to run gut and goes, but there's really no interest in a pro stock class. I mean, yeah, there's a handful of cars, guys that there's always a handful that show up, but
Yeah. Oh yeah.
there's never as many cars that show up in the gun or in the pro stock that there is in a gun go. I mean, that's just how it is. There's, you know, I don't know however many you want to say. I say that, but Scottsburg was vice versa the other night. There was only a handful of gun goes, and I think there was almost 10 pro stock. But that begs the question: do we got to start doing something different? Do we need to start running the motor swap class again, where guys can have a little bit more car, but not be a full tilt pro stock car or whatever? It's like someone somewhere along the lines got to try to figure out what it is.
We're at that evolution point again
Yeah,
where our gut and goes aren't gut and goes anymore, but they're taking not a ton of work, but more work than what it did whenever it was just traditional gut and go. So you can put
Right.
that extra effort in and go hard as you can, or just see what you can do.
Well, and we a couple of years ago we had then it was the bone stock and the pro stock, but they got the rules were so close together that you couldn't really even tell which cars were which, and then you had guys that were running in one class and then bumping up, and then it just got too much of a hassle because they were basically the same car with
Yeah,
a few things. So you kind of need something to separate them. I mean, but like you said, is it you? I almost feel like right now you're at either the high or the low. You either run your street stock or your gut and go, or you got to go all the way to the pro stock.
yeah,
There's not really any in between. And maybe that's something that during the off season promoters could kind of reach out to people and be like, hey, is this something you all would want or whatever?
yeah. And Dawson makes a great point.
yeah. That's I was gonna say.
I
Well,
didn't. It's so different because in the pro stock division at Scottsburg, we had a car, two cars that I know of, maybe three, that were bone stock cars in Tennessee or Kentucky running with the pro stock.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of them had stepped up and done more work, but one of them, it was the same car that he pulled off the track with at Sturgis.
Hmm.
He replaced his transmission lines, and I mean, he still made it fifth place, but I mean, it the variation of terminology and rule sets across the board are. I wish there was a way we could do MWFA throughout the whole thing. That's the same set of rules
well,
in Florida. If you're in California, New York, or here, I
I
wish the
I was I
promoters
was
would be accountable enough to enforce a standardized set of rules. But
yeah.
each promoter's got different ideas on it.
I was having this conversation literally 4 hours ago, maybe, and it's easy for all these promoters, and this ain't a drag or like a. I'm not throwing shots at anybody or anything, but it's like guys say they have the same rules. They're like, yeah, yeah, we'll let so and so's cars in, but it's still our rules. I'm like, no, it's really not. It's really their rules. Then guys say they want to have the same rules, and they think they're trying to make rules altogether, the same from promoter to promoter, but it's not that way. It's
Yeah.
not that way.
I
If
mean, we
you
saw
read, if
that.
you read into so and so's rules, it says one thing, and then if you read into so and so's rules, it says a complete other thing. Everyone says, and everyone, it's easy for everyone to say, oh, well, that's what we want. Okay, well, then do it. Then do
Yeah.
it because it's not happening. The MWFA is the closest thing to having the same unified rule set all across the country. But I mean, past that, it's from gut and go to motor swap to pro stock. There's no two rule sets that are exactly alike, like everyone says they are, like they say they want.
Yep.
It's easy for everyone to say that, but it just doesn't happen.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the pro stock is like a prime thing. Like you look at pro stock around here versus pro stock in Ohio. Those are two completely different cars.
Yes, not even in the same ballpark.
Right. And I mean, that's just like you said, that's not taking a shot at whoever, but it's just that's how it is. Like their pro stock rules versus our pro stock rules, they're not the same.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, and even locally, I mean, Toast Pro Stock rules versus 907s.
Right.
I was talking to several drivers, not several, one driver that ran Toast this week. And he's like, everything I had to cut, I kind of rolled right back to be able to go to 907 in a couple of days, a couple of weeks. So it's. I mean, you're never going to get everybody on the same page, but it'd be nice if
No. And I mean, as a from a promoter, we've talked about this numerous times. You're never going to please everybody, and I completely understand that. It's just we're just on here just discussing how things are. I mean, we with us being active in it and us going to the shows, we hear a lot of what's being talked about in the pits and among other drivers and stuff. And that's some of the things that we or I've heard. And I mean, but as far as all this too, though, really you've dealt with this for as long as I can recall. Like this is just a common thing. It's just kind of part of it, I guess. But
okay.
as far as the main issue I feel like on the low car counts is there's just so many shows to go to that you
Yeah.
can't get everybody at them.
And you want to hit your local shows
Right. And I mean, you look
for
at
distance.
you look at back in the day, that's one other thing that I've talked to about people. Scott County still has a lot of drivers in it. Harrison County used to have a night on Mondays of our county people only, and they would have three, four,
Scottsburg
five
did,
heats. Yeah,
Scottsburg did that too.
yeah, and they would have 4 or 5 heats. And now, if you did that and you were only allowed to run if you're from Harrison County, we would have 10, 12 cars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's just, but at the same time, if you were at Corden last night, there's a bunch of younger guys that are getting in it now.
Yeah.
So we went through as far as from our county, we went through a low period there where a lot of the guys that used to run got out or whatever. And we went through a period where just in Harrison County in general, there wasn't as many drivers as there used to be. Now you're starting to get a younger group that's starting to get active again. So it's probably going to go back up. So maybe in a year or two, you're going to see car count go up. Who knows?
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, Scottsburg's went through that evolution too. Like when Dad and both your dads were running,
Yeah.
when Young Guns came up and was a thing. I mean, that
Yeah.
was Ross and Chooch and all them. When they first started coming up, car counts were down again. And then those boys all
Yep.
jumped in, and it was the next crew of them.
You get in a wave. I mean, you get some of your guys that are older, they get out, and then it takes a few years for the younger guys, maybe their kids or whatever, to get old enough, and then they jump in. Then, just like you said, you have a whole new group then.
Yeah. And that's why I like, I mean, I don't know if Horton was like this or not, but we had a ton of mini and NWFA. I know,
Uh,
there really wasn't many.
no, there wasn't much there. I think minis there was like 4 or 5, and then the
There was
MWFA, like the MWFA, there was like 5 or 6 maybe.
I think there was double digits in both classes. I believe both night. No, NWFA on Tuesday didn't. But a lot of the guys that ran in the scrapper race got their cars for the MWFA on Friday night.
Yeah.
So I know Kason, he ran his first race and derby this week. And he's absolutely in love with it. Already sending me cars. What do I need to start looking for? Like that kind of stuff is what's going to help build the sport. And
Yeah.
I hope it continues to do that. No, it's not everybody's favorite to watch, but if you actually sit down and watch it, those little things are freaking wild. MWFA class, I mean, those vans, I don't want any part of. Hell, I don't want any part of any mini car, but it's a different story. But I hope it comes back. it kills me seeing that our biggest class, it had 4 cars in it Friday. I mean, 3 of them out of the same family. But hell, Shane caught on fire right in the middle. They stopped the derby, put him out, and when he was finally back in his car, the fans are booing him because he's getting back in. Stuff like that. Yes, he's one of my real good friends, so it made me mad that way. But seeing the only guy that brought his car back 2 nights, for him and Caden both did. One of the only 2 that brought the car back from Tuesday night didn't booze because his car caught on fire, and they don't like to see there's 3 of them out there running together. But damn it, build a car and come out there and run against them.
Well, I'll step in and say something on that. Um, as far as the car count at Scottsburg, Cody, I think you're probably gonna know what I'm talking about. And Jordan, so are you. I think we'll all understand what I'm talking about. I think there's a reason that the car count is that way at Scott County. Um, there's plenty of people from Scott County that have went everywhere else but Scott County, and it's got nothing to do with who's showing up and running. And it honestly probably has nothing to do with the promoter.
Oh, I agree.
It has everything to do with you know who, and that's one of those deals that you can't blame the drivers.
No.
Because I mean, I think we all three have the same opinions. You know, the 3 of us are showing up. Um, I can't blame the drivers that do show up. If you want to show up and run the derby, show up and run the derby. If that's where you want to go, then that's where you go. I just think there's enough people in Scott County, and even surrounding areas, especially, that have the same opinions on the same handful of people. And unfortunately, until something changes with those handful of people, I don't see Scott County having a good car count.
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening. Again, has nothing to do with Toast, I don't think, and it has nothing to do with the few guys that do show up. I truly don't think it has anything to do with those 2 things. I think there's one common denominator on that, and I'll say it. I'm not afraid to say it. I think that is the problem at Scott County.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if you look at the guys that are in Scott County, or the amount of people that are in Scott County that run, there's a whole bunch of them.
There's a lot of people in Scott County that run derbies.
Now take a look. Take the amount of people that are in Scott County that run derbies, and pay attention to where they're going and where they're not going.
Yep.
They ain't going to Scott County. So what's the reason for that? And that right there should say everything it needs to say about why Scott County's car count is the way it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't feel like it's got anything to do with Toast, because Toast is getting cars everywhere else.
Yes.
No. And
Yes.
Toast, I was in mini car inspection, I went to big car inspection. I stood over there for many discussions with drivers about issues that happened Friday night. Everything he has done, I back 100%. I feel like Toast has done a great job coming into a shit show and having to smooth it out and make the best of a bad deal. I just hate watching it. Both of you, kind of hours that I have, and both of you volunteered when I was on the board. Jarrett, your dad got me on the board. Like you both know the amount of work that goes into that and the love that we have for it. And it just kills me seeing
that
it's in.
Yeah, that can go back to, like you were saying, Cody, as far back as you and my dad and the old Fair Board members and whatnot. And I just think that there's a real problem with the people that are taking care of that right now about really looking into what's causing the problems of low car counts at Scott County. And I mean, unfortunately, like I said, something's going to have to change. And until then, I don't foresee Scott County having cars.
Yeah.
I mean, when
what are you talking about on the 11th? I don't even know what that is. A huge turnout on the 11th.
He's probably talking about Scott County people having a huge turnout at Madison on the 11th.
Okay.
You know, which that's going along with what I was saying. You know, look, I hate to say this, but I feel like Scottsburg's hometown derby is now in Madison.
Yeah.
You look at
there will be
3 times that he's had that show, it's majority Scott County.
That's what I'm saying. There will be more Scott County people at Madison than there was Scott County people at Scott County.
Yeah.
And again, should speak measures to the seriousness of that problem. But that's for them to find out, not to me. That's not my problem. So
Yep.
yeah, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make the thing drink it. So,
That's
Yep.
right.
but
Yep. I don't know how many times I got asked this week, when am I getting back on the board? No thanks. Like, I'll support them from afar, but there's underlying issues that I'm
yeah,
not myself in.
yep. We can get off that soapbox because I kind of started that one, but
It needed
but
to.
that just it just that's a prime example of car count issues because and I'm
Is
sure that's
the
probably other places too.
the
Yeah.
cart count? We all were there. We all went and watched. Jarrett, you ran a lot up there, and Cody, your dad, everything. The car counts just a few years ago at Scott County were bigger than anywhere else.
Oh
There
yeah.
was
The last time that the
the
whole sport in the county fair thing went through a drought where nobody was getting more than 8 or 10 cars, Scott County was having 3 heats. Each heat was having 10 plus cars in it
yeah
every year.
Well, there's 2 years in a row we had more than any county fair in the state.
yeah
And you all
that's what
always had a
I'm saying.
show in October too that was always packed.
Yeah,
You all had
yeah.
2 shows a year
It,
that had the most car count out of anywhere in the area.
and that was and to go along with that. I mean, I know in 2021, I know there was 36 cars in that one. The year before that, I'm pretty sure it was almost 40 cars that year.
Yeah.
And,
In
and that's what I'm
2020,
saying.
It
In
was.
20,
I think
it
it
would
was.
have it would have been 19. It would have been 19 then.
because I ran up there in 20 and we ran 3 heats and I think there was I think my heat one, I think we had the like 1 or 2 extra cars in it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. And the car count went down when the things changed within the fair board and whatnot. So
Yeah.
again, we can put the cap on that soapbox, but um, I don't know.
Clock it.
Yeah, you can. We can move on. You can look at Harrison County. Harrison County, they had problems of their own too. I mean, you can look at any county fair in the state of Indiana, and there's going to be problems somewhere along
Yep.
the line. But some problems are self-inflicted.
And I
Just
mean
saying.
it all goes back to I mean
How much do
the
people in charge care?
and I mean you got all the stuff going on. The guys can't be everywhere. Yes, we want to run as all that we can, but when you've got shows right on top of each other, and I mean, some places are just not going to have the cars that other places will.
Yeah, yeah,
I
and it
mean, I
can't.
feel like now most of your payouts are pretty close on all the shows, but that was a big thing there for a while. Some places didn't pay as much. Well, the way things are, everything's more expensive. The guys are going to go where the higher pays at. That's just
Yeah,
a common
yeah,
thing. Like we've all done it. We've all been there. It's just how it is.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the second issue really with that whole ordeal. I mean, you look at the money. I mean, do you blame these guys that are going and running these classes that are paying 5, 8, 10 grand to win that are 2 hours, 4 hours away, however far they may be away? No, been there, done that. Probably going to do that for the rest of the time I ever think about touching a derby car. I'll drive. I'll drive 8, 10 hours if that's what it takes to follow the money and where there's the least amount of drama. And it just county fairs are about to be a thing in the past. I'm afraid.
Yeah. The access to too many of these big shows are.
Second to none.
Yeah.
Well, and like I said, in today's times, you got a $5,000 to $10,000 show every at least once a month. If not, you got it like once every couple months. I
Yeah,
mean, and all of them are within a reasonable drive.
Yeah, I mean, even if there's regional ones here, but then there's also regional ones down in Arkansas. Like
Yeah.
they're everywhere. You can pick a weekend and across the country, there's a big show going on.
Yeah.
We was looking at a flyer last night while we was at Columbus. There was a county fair that was paying $10,000 to win.
Yeah, Jay County.
Yeah,
Jay County.
Yep.
And shout out to those guys because I don't know. I mean, I know Jay County. That's a big county and whatnot. So I'm sure they probably got a lot more money to work with and
That
whatnot.
place up there is nice.
Oh yeah, I'm very sure it is, and it's nice when you have the right amount of money, but
Yeah.
it also it begs the question: why are all these other county fairs like? I mean, why are they not doing something to make it 10 grand to win county fair derby? I mean, what's stopping everyone else? I mean, the car count was there last night. I mean, I saw lots of pictures and videos, and I mean, the car count was there, the quality was there, and it paid 10 grand to win. And I mean, I think if you had a county fair, you know, maybe down in this area, you know, you said, hey, we're gonna pay 5, 8, 10 grand to win. I think you'd probably have that show down here too. I don't think you'd have any problem doing that down here. It's just a matter of what places, what county fairs are willing to do that. And I don't know. I think Jay County did a good job with that last night, and I think someone should follow that lead because obviously they're doing something right. Just my opinion.
Can't just be par and stand out. You gotta make that next step and give them the reason why we're going to come there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta give these guys reasons to show up, and you can't blame the guys. You cannot blame the drivers or the builders or whatever you want to call them. You can't blame them for these low car counts either. Because I promise you, if you have demolition derby cars, it's not for a lack of love for the sport. You're gonna want to drive. You're gonna want to build another car. You're gonna want to run every one of these county fairs. It just comes down to the physical and monetary aspect of being able to do it.
Yep.
You cannot blame these guys because every single person I think that I know that drives a demolition derby car has some sort of a regular day job or punches a time clock just like everyone else does, and they run themselves ragged just trying to do what they do now. So it's you can't hold the drivers accountable because they're obviously doing everything they can to show up and run as many places as they can.
Yeah.
Man, I've been on a soapbox tonight.
I like it. You're saying the stuff that I wish I had the courage to say. So.
Obviously, I have no problem opening my mouth when it needs to happen.
You've always been good at that one, Bill.
Truth teller, my man.
Yep. Kinley, you ready? I didn't hear her. We'll take that as a yes.
I don't think they're gonna hear you.
I see you're moving, but that's about it.
How about now?
House.
Yeah, we got you now.
Yes, I am very excited.
Very tired.
Excited.
Oh, excited. I was going to say, you're the only one that technically worked today, so I guess you get that excuse. Yeah, excited for that too.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited to see how many people actually do show up.
Yeah, I heard somebody else was coming. I can't think of who it was. I'm going to have to think on it. I'll text you. But I don't remember who.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a couple things of like some out of town wives are coming. You know,
I could very easily see this powder puff that was added for a fun deal or whatever possibly being the heat of the whole entire thing.
Oh, I know. That's the one I'm most excited for.
I mean, you'll have some out there that haven't ever tried it. You got some that might have ran once or twice. You don't really know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say it's going to be no holds barred on this one. I'd say it's probably going to be a doozy.
Yeah.
So we got
I'm
4 weeks for
excited to watch, but at the same time,
this 2 weeks.
Yeah, there's 2 weeks until then.
Crazy.
It's gonna be hot.
It came up fast.
Yeah. I just kept thinking, oh, we got Scottsdale coming. We got Scottsdale coming up. Well, it's done and gone. Now, the other big one. So, yeah.
yep, that one, and then you'll run right into Paoli. You'll have another one at the end of July. Brandenburg's the week before, the week of Paoli, but they have Monday and Thursday.
Wow.
That's where you're probably going to run into more of the car count issues, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
They've got a lot going on
Yeah.
here right now
Yeah.
with different people. So I think a lot of their locals are going to show up just to support.
Yeah. I feel like the money being added to the Mad Dogs for both of those nights pays almost as much as the show does to win.
Yeah.
I'll probably have to be in attendance for Monday and Thursday.
Yeah. And that's usually a show that you don't really have to worry about. Is there going to be a Mad Dog?
No, they usually have it. And for any of my Brandenburg people in here, I'm coming for the steak sandwich too, because you can't pass on that.
Yeah.
If you've been there and you've had a steak sandwich, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And if you haven't, you're wrong.
Yeah.
So, I believe I saw Charlie won last night.
That he did.
Heck yeah.
Had his Sky High come apart inside the car, and he literally pulled the whole entire Sky High out of the shaft, let the piece that's on the box drop. It was sitting on the cage while he was in the show, still going, and he took the whole entire shaft out, put it back together, and then drove with it out of the column. It was just flopping, and he was in there driving.
That makes me proud.
I told him, I said, I'm kind of impressed with your stamina.
Yeah, no doubt.
You did well in there.
It can't be easy, let alone for a 17-year-old. Like,
I don't know. I was thinking about him and Coop. I was like, oh, I bet they're so tired.
I mean, the fact of putting the column back together, though, that's not easy to do, period. But then, especially while you're still getting hit, and then to put it in your mind, hey, this is what I need to try to do while you're still getting hit. I mean,
there was and props to Cooper. Cooper did great too, and so did Charlie. But there was a lot of good young drivers out there last night. To be completely honest with you, that full size class. Like you said, Charlie, that's impressive. I mean, that's something that most grown adults probably wouldn't see. And Cooper turned up like most grown adults would. And then you got to throw Justin Tyndall in there. You got to throw
screaming little motor.
Oh my gosh! Well,
very proud of him.
Then follow suit with Bryson Shoemaker. I mean, that's 4 young kids, and man, you wouldn't have known they were kids. Not a single one of them.
While Bryson was out there just cranking it loose, you could see him smiling in the car.
Yeah. That at one point, I'm pretty sure he turned and looked, and he was just smiling, and then he put it in gear and took off.
Yeah, I mean, to just see him out there and he's just doing what he wants, just nuking it and just cheesing. And then as soon as he hopped out of the car, he was just, I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. it was cool to watch those four young kids, and I talked to all four of them after the derby, and there was not a single foul word said. I mean, they all had a good time. They were all happy with the outcome. They derbied, man. It was just a derby for those four. So, props to those guys. I mean, there is I don't know. I guess you'd say an old retiree came out of retirement too.
Yeah.
You got to throw Travis Harbison out there. He was probably the old guy of the group, and he uh, he actually brought out an old iron. Believe that one or not, and he was not easy on it, to say the least.
No.
He usually never was. Yeah. You don't
Well,
surprise
he's usually calm and cool, kind of just does whatever, and
me.
next thing you know, it was the nose of the thing was pointed to the moon. But it was super cool to see him. He said it had been like 8 or 9 years since he drove a car last, and that's one of the older generation, like our dads would be. So it's super cool to see Travis back out there, and then like we were saying about the young kids, seeing the next generation of kids coming in.
I mean,
Super cool.
you look at Travis ran back when I was a kid. He ran every year,
Oh yeah.
and Bryson, his dad, ran every year. They always ran together. So to see, to see,
Hey, I tried to get him to post them last night. I didn't have no service down there last night. I tried to post some pictures last night. I didn't have no service, and I sent them to Cody. I was like, Cody, can you post these, please? But
My phone died as I was like the pictures hadn't even loaded yet. My phone died up at Columbus.
it's hard to keep track of all that when we're all busy and strung out. But
Yeah, we was
any rate, back to what you were saying there, Jordo.
I mean, you've got, it's cool to see. It's cool to see the guys that used to run kind of coming back, even if it is just for the hometown show. But now it's been enough time. You've got their kids are starting to get into it now.
Yeah, and I think I think that's super cool. You got Bryson, who has a pretty thick bloodline of it.
Yep.
With his dad, his mom's brother,
Yep.
and then Bryson probably didn't have a choice about like all of us did. And he probably didn't have a choice to do it. And then you got Tittle in there, and I'm pretty sure Justin was probably going to be involved in it in some way or another too. So
If his dad had his choice, he would have told him to stay out. But
well, yeah, but I'll say this: I was talking to Justin, and he said, if my dad knew how much money I spent on this stuff, he
oh
would
yeah,
probably kill me.
oh yeah,
So I
He's
don't
a pretty
know.
good bargainer though, from what I've learned going to Sturgis for him a few times. So he's getting the best deals possible.
oh
Yeah,
yeah. He had a rough go of it. He had a late night on Friday.
Justin had a very long 2 weeks.
He was at my house at about 1 or 2 a.m. back in the back pulling some parts off of a car that I got here. He called me. He's like, "Can I use one of these?" I said, "Just come get it." And he goes, "I'm on my way." I said, "I'm already in the house. I've been outside all day. I'm already in the house, but you know where it's at. You can just go pull it off."
Yeah.
It's awesome. Speaking of young guns coming up, last night Toast Boy ran his first show by himself. So he's ran some youth shows and had Toast in there with him. But last night he was driving by himself. Little boy's name's Colt. He runs 45. So I play on words. I thought that was awesome. But boy was absolutely laying the pipe. That mini car was screaming the whole time. You knew if the flag was green, he was going to do that thing. And he was, just like you said about them, smiling ear to ear, having an absolute ball. First thing he did when he came out, got out of the car, walked up to me, gave me the thumbs up. He got third place and put his finger up to the tree, and then he turned it upside down because he got mad. He earned every second. He
Yeah.
was super cool.
You talk
Talked to him
about a
all week long.
kid. You talk about a kid that didn't have a choice but to hop in a car.
Yeah.
That kid has
Yeah.
literally been attached to Toast Hip since day one, and I'm pretty sure the shows I've been to that Toast puts on, Toast has ran. I went to Kansas a couple times whenever he was out there. His kid has derbied anything that can be derbied before getting into a car. I mean, Power Wheels, Hot Wheels, if it can crash together, he's crashed it together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So me and Shane walked over there last night and giving him good luck because before everybody pulled onto the track at Scottsburg, he was giving him good luck, be safe out there. He was the one handing the trophy as soon as it was over. He was a part of every bit of it. So we walked up to him and we said, "We heard you was running," so we came up to watch you. His eyes lit up. He's like, "Well, let's go." He walked us over there, and every part on that thing, he could tell you who made it. It was donated to help him out. He was telling us exactly who made it, who donated it, how long it took to put in, how easy it was to put in, how hard it was to put in. He's got a bolting cage in that car. The coolest thing I've ever seen. I need one, but
Thought
kids,
you weren't doing mini cars again.
I want one for the town son. That mini car is on the way out.
No, yeah, no, I think that's cool, man. I mean, Toast is a good dude, and then to see his boy, I mean, I'm pretty sure his boy probably does most of the work himself just by what we see Toast posting of Colton out there just hammering away on stuff. So
Yep.
it's cool, man. It's really cool. You know, there's the negativity of the local stuff, but in the grand scheme of things, if you sit back and you look, I mean, we've been talking an awful lot about these young kids and the younger guys that are coming up and starting, and it's super cool to see these youngins getting in there, getting after it, and they're setting the stage for themselves, man.
Yep.
When you take a step back and you look at everything from a whole, put aside the car counts, put aside the typical derby drama, all that. If everybody can keep the things going from what I'm seeing out of these younger guys that are coming up, the 13, 14, 15, up to like 16, 17, the sport's in a good place.
It's
Like
a great play.
there's there's some kids out here that are 13, 14, up to 16 that they can wheel a car.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, I saw it at Scottsburg this year. I mean, there was Caden, he was top two, or he won one night, second the other night. There was kids in the youth class. Cole Spellman, his first time in a derby car, Peyton absolutely wheeled. It was impressive watching him and seeing what he's picked up. Nathan's been in the sport and the last several years, but here
And
recently he got back in the last year, and that boy he picked it up and he was doing it. It was so fun to watch.
and I think for me, I speak for all three of us.
Oh Lord.
All three of us, when we were growing up, we were in the garage.
Oh yeah.
We were at the track. Anywhere that there was cars, we were there. Whether yes, we had PlayStations or Xbox or whatever, but you did that.
no, I didn't.
Well, I'm
No,
just saying.
In my house.
I did at Cody's house some, but
See, but yeah, you did that at night after you were done in the shop, or you did that whenever it was too cold out or whatever. But you were out in the garage, and then when you went to the track, us three were maybe at a young age we were playing in the dirt, but when we got 8, 9, 10 years old, we were watching
yeah,
and you were
yeah.
picking up on things.
Jordan said when he was real young, he was busy eating the dirt, but we won't go there. But yeah,
But I mean,
Because the windows were dirty and you couldn't look them.
in today's times with kids having iPads and just wanting to stay inside and everything, and then you get
this guy,
that you got kids that'll even go to a show and they're on iPads and stuff. So to see these kids that are coming up and have never been in a car before and look like that they've been in a car for 3, 4, 5 years,
Yeah.
it just shows that they have the drive to do it and they've been paying attention to what's actually going on.
Yep.
yeah. I mean, and this can go on with that. I can speak for all three of us. I think it's safe to say if we weren't at the track or in the garage, I think we all three did plenty of homework from watching derbies. I mean, watching anything we could get our hands on, derby related, watching different places, how to videos. I mean, you name it. When I was a kid, I was watching it. If I wasn't doing it or living it, I was trying to watch it and learn it.
I'll keep the actual conversation PG, but the first time I ever actually met you, you were like, I watched you on YouTube
Yep,
because of that show that I think Peck had when they had that what was that, the Crash Course podcast,
probably.
which was like way ahead. Like podcasts weren't even heard of at that point. But yeah, I mean, exactly what you said. My dad has old tapes in a box. I mean, just boxes of them. And
I used to wear VHS tapes out.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, there's ones that I'm pretty sure if you tried to use one a day, it's just where I watched it so many times.
Yeah.
I guarantee there's the little film in them was black, and I guarantee you've got numerous that it just wore through that and just straight clear.
Yeah,
There
Yep.
was a second Jarrett wasn't watching the VHS tape until DVDs came out, and
I'm telling you, dude. And then when we had DVDs, I switched my VHS tapes, the good ones, over to DVDs, and then I wore the DVDs out.
yes,
I'm
Hey,
telling
the
you.
times ain't changed.
Yeah.
now he just
Because
starts.
every time I've been to your house the last 2 or 3 times, if we're inside, we're watching something.
They say if you want to be good at it, you got to live it. So I guess I I live it, but I ain't good at it. I'm still working on the being good at it part.
Same.
Still working on it. Probably never get it, but hey, at least I can say it wasn't for a lack of trying.
That's right.
Not for a lack of trying by any means.
Well, it's getting late. Let's do this giveaway. We will let you. Okay, so
3:55 in the morning comes early, boys.
yeah, so Simple Solutions donated a water mix for the 4.6s. It
Cody,
deletes the pool pump.
how should we do this since we can't see you, Cody?
Oh, true.
Um,
Let me.
no, here's what we can do. One night here this week, we'll all get together. We can make another call-in video once the camera's working right, and that way it can be 100% legit.
Let me see if I can pull it up on my phone. And
Okay.
maybe
I just don't want it to not be I don't want someone to think we're being
Yeah.
strange about it. I guess you'd say. I mean,
Yeah.
it's legit. It's gonna get given away, and we've been talking about giving it away. It was just a matter of when we got to do our next podcast. So I want it to be right if we're gonna do it. So
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I was showing the part to the camera that's not even working.
yeah. I I mean, I'm cool with if we just want to do it one night this week after work.
It should.
That definitely didn't do it.
Hey,
There you are, Cody.
there he is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got.
Sit your phone out away from you.
He's still got it turned on the TV.
Okay. So if there's any comments, I don't know how to check that now. But anyway, we had 27 entries. You got an entry for sharing the post and tagging Simple Solutions and Adrenaline Junkies. And if you had a picture of your dad in it, since it was supposed to be a Father's Day giveaway, yes, we're that late. I cut the drawing off on Father's Day, even though we didn't have any more entries, but still, we had 27 entries between shares and an additional if you had a picture of your dad in the post. So they're in this bucket. What we are giving away is this water neck from Simple Solutions. It deletes the oil filter and replaces the water neck. It's a game changer for those little 4.6 cars. And if you don't have one, the simplesolutions.com is where to get that. Robbie hooked us up with it, said give it away however you want, and this is how we're doing it. So we're gonna shake. I'm gonna stir. It's above my head, I swear. And And then after this, we're going to pull for a giveaway too. So we'll be a first and a second. First place will get the water neck oil filter delete. Second, we'll get a hat. Billy Woodward gets the water neck.
He was
just
literally just asking about
Yeah.
this the other day too.
yeah.
And second, we'll get the new logo. And Billy's in here twice, so if he gets pulled, I swear I cannot see because he posted a picture with his dad. Dude, there. Got Chance Bird gets the
Well,
hat.
that can go with Billy too, because they're good buddies. So
Are they? I didn't even
Yeah.
know who it was. So
yeah,
that's
Chance and Billy build together up there. So yeah,
pretty.
yeah, there you go. We can send
Yeah.
some stuff up to Connorsville.
Yes, sir. But yeah, we'll get back with you in a few weeks. I
Yeah,
guess
we'll get back on track once.
Yeah, we'll try to get back on schedule.
We've got two more solid weeks here of all three of us being busy and
Chaos.
mass chaos. So give us a few weeks here. We'll try to stay up on the Facebook and all that stuff, and then we'll get back on our regularly scheduled podcast. So
once the craziness has died down.
that's
Yeah.
right.
But
So
appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll see you at Madison.
yes, sir.
See y'all.
See ya.
I don't know. Shut it down.